Hello, listeners. This is the NPG Podcast.
You're back with the night too, Steven?
Steven,
Steven, what do you want to talk about?
Steven.
Okay, well, let me take you on a trip back in time to 5 seconds ago before I actually said that.
Tell me a story.
Gather around the fire, children. Sit on Papa's lap.
Grab your
I'll
bear.
give you a Werther's original.
With my diabetes.
Yeah. Tell me a story, Papa. No, seriously.
Partridge Farm.
At the risk of turning into a... yeah. I got some mad lag here. I'm going to say something. I'm going to say hey, and when you guys hear me, say hey. Hey.
Hey.
Oh,
Yeah, there's like 5 seconds here.
holy crap!
Maybe 3.
I had no lie between Brian. So
Then it's just me.
Your Canadian internet.
All right, hang on. I'm
that's what you get.
gonna have to try and disconnect and reconnect here. So call me right back if you wish.
Okay.
If not, then don't.
Man.
Although I prefer. If
Well,
you
we
did.
don't really care what Steven's
Although,
talking
let's
about. It's a
face
good
it.
riddance.
Yeah, there you go. And 3, 2, 1. In.
Bros.
Oh, he went to go play Persona.
He did. Oh. Wait, there he is.
Wait, he never left.
Oh, I didn't even need to. Yeah, it did. I invoked.
It was all a lie.
That's
Or
your
is it
persona.
Evo?
It looks exactly the same. What a disappointment.
Evo.
That's what you get with me, man. Disappointment.
Speaking of which, what's your topic?
Okay, we're good actually. The connection's all good now. Okay, so at the risk of turning this show into a debate shit show,
Uh-oh.
I want to talk to you guys about your thoughts on the erection or election and your
Okay.
future presidents.
Well, I got an
to
erection
be.
for this election.
Because this decision will no doubt result in many nationals or refugees. There you go, making their way up north. So I figure it's important
Are we
to
the
find out where you
refugees?
guys stand on. You are.
Okay.
You are the Fugees.
By the way, my passport.
Which one of you
has
is
been ordered.
Wycliffe? There you go. Are you serious
Oh,
though?
I don't want to be Wycliffe. Yeah, I just
as
wanted
long
my
as I'm
passport.
Lauren Hill.
It's only Wycliffe. I have seen the videos and the interviews and shit, and like that election is so fucking fraught with controversy. Like there's just so much shit being dug up and thrown into the pot of shit stew. Like let me tell
Way
you
to go,
something.
America.
Our fucking election for our prime minister, the most controversial thing was our president, or not president, fuck, our prime minister being hot. And that's like a general consensus. That's not me. That's like a
Sure.
national consensus.
That must be nice in Canada. Like, that's the guy's problem. Like, oh, he's too hot.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty much it. And like, oh no, his house needs to be renovated. Oh, controversy.
Um,
And
Well-
one of the commercials, like he made fun of the current prime minister. He's like, nice hair though, and that's as deep as our knives go in our ad campaigns. You know, you guys
Did
are
they
like
say sorry? You
fucking Trump raping pussy grab. Like, whoa.
did they say sorry that they won?
Emails at FBI. Pardon?
I said, did they say sorry that they won?
sorry that I won, but you know,
Like, did they say sorry to the other candidate?
Sorry that they won. Oh, geez, I'm sorry that I won there. Tough luck better luck next time. I'll buy you a coffee from Timmy's Dairy.
from Timmy.
Boy, oh boy.
Oh,
golly
Timmy's.
gosh.
By the way, they closed our Timmy's.
Oh, really? I still haven't had one.
Motherfuckers.
Matt, do you want to go first, or do you want me to?
I still need more drink. You go first.
First off,
I don't want to know who you're voting for. I just want to know your thoughts.
My thoughts is that
It's not your right to know that.
there's millions upon millions of people in the U.S., and these four made candidates are the best that we came up with. Congratulations, America. I just want to get that out of the way. Second thing, I understand why people like Trump. I get it. You are first of all, I just want to say something real quick. Not everybody that likes Trump is a hillbilly and a racist, okay? I just want to put that out there. And when the media goes to that or Facebook or whatever, that's very unfair. I understand why people like Trump, especially in the Midwest when you're in Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, and all that. When Trump says the words, what, Steven? Fucking Christ, what?
I just wanted to interject.
I got a question, teacher.
Teacher, can I go back? Okay, so not everybody who agreed with Hitler's ideologies were Nazis as well. So just
I know. I'm just saying, but that's what you get though, right? Whenever they're just like Trump's terrible, they show some hillbilly with a Confederate flag or somebody who's spraying a goat. You know what I'm saying?
Media, right?
Yeah. So, having said that, I understand why people, especially from the Midwest, like Trump because these are places that used to have like, coal miners or whatever, these jobs that were taken away from them. Actually, when the last Clinton was president, and they live in these towns that have gone to hell because there's no economy there to make them keep them up anymore in the same way because the Walmart moved in and took all the small businesses or whatever the excuse is. I understand why they like Trump when he says I'll bring jobs back to America. They're like, great, bring jobs back to America, awesome. I get it. My problem is that I cannot help but feel that they're being duped with him.
Yeah, because they are.
And I find it hard to believe that this narcissistic asshole megalomaniac will do anything for this country that's worthwhile. Because guess what? You're not building a wall. I'm sorry, I don't care what you say. Nobody's building a wall. And anybody who wants a wall built between here and Mexico, you know what that's going to mean for your retirement and all this stuff, all these things that you get when when you're sick or your Medicare. That's going to raise that, or it's going to lower your benefits. That's how that works. So I don't think people might like the fact that he has balls and he says what's on his mind, and that's fine, but that's all you're basing it on. You're not basing it on the fact that this guy, he's a brand and he's done well making his name known across America, but at the end of the day, when he doesn't release his tax returns, when he buys metals from foreign countries instead of his own country that he's saying that he'll bring jobs back to, do you really think that he's going to impede on his own business to save money to help you, the American people? I'm sorry, I don't believe it. And maybe I'm wrong. I hope I am if he gets elected, but I just think people are going to get duped with this guy. Hillary Clinton, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think that's very bad logic, because I'm going to say this right the fuck now, just in case anybody listening to this thinks, this guy likes Hillary or this guy likes Trump. I fucking hate them both.
Yeah, well, so do I. Yeah.
And I would rather shove a boot in my ass. No, I don't like Bernie either. I think that's ridiculous. And anybody who likes Bernie, actually a lot of people I love dearly like Bernie. But I think you're being ridiculous as well because it's not feasible. But let the hate flow. So the whole thing about Trump and the buying of foreign products, why wouldn't you, if that's the way that it's most beneficial for you?
I know, and I understand.
If you had a chance to restructure things where it was beneficial to the people and to you, I think that would make sense.
That would make sense if he was capable of doing that.
Well, if he were president, he might. But then again, I think people blow out of proportion what the president can and cannot do.
Right. And that's another thing too, though. Even let's say that he does bring jobs back to America that went over to wherever. I don't think. I mean, how do you do that? I mean, maybe that's the part I don't get. I mean,
so there
tariffs,
was the
things like that. I mean,
there's the act that was made by Clinton Senior, or
Right.
Senior. It's like
The
the
male.
Bushes. Bill,
Yep.
the male, the one with the PP, that basically outsourced a lot of jobs freely, and was not enforced, but it was openly accepted and what's the word I'm looking for? Encouraged, and that ended up causing all things like every call center you ever call now
Right.
is either in some foreign god awful third world country like Canada or India.
That's being taken by
Yeah, we're
over
the
by
worst.
AI anyway, so you know.
Is that called AIA
A AIA
in Canada?
AIE.
IO. Okay.
But so that was kind of the problems. If you somehow as president can make it so you are no longer allowed to outsource jobs by penalty or taxes or whatever, then that would basically bring jobs back into the states. But real quick, just in case anybody thinks I'm a Trump supporter, the wall idea is a moronic concept. That is the fucking stupidest concept. Because here's the thing. When I went to England, guess how I went? I didn't travel by ocean and met by some wall. I flew in legally. Guess what I could have done? I could have stayed and overstayed my visa. And guess what else? That's what 60%, I don't know, maybe it's like 40 to 60. I've heard all sorts of different statistics, but 40 to 60% of illegal immigrants fly into the United States legally and overstay their visas. You can't build a wall large enough to block out planes.
No, yeah, definitely. But in terms of the job situation, I just don't because he's president, but he has his own businesses too. And I know he's gonna leave them for the kid, to the kids to take care of while he's president, and that's all fine and dandy. But in the end of the day, I don't think he's going to do anything that's going to benefit the majority if it runs into not benefiting him in the long run. And that's all I meant.
Now, I would say that's very naive to think that has not always been the case.
And maybe it's not, but that still doesn't change anything.
No, I'm talking about a person in presidential power.
Mm-hmm.
Every person who has been a president has done things to favor themselves and their people.
Yeah, that's right.
But it's even worse so. Hidden. That's well known.
But it's worse so when they come from a business owning background, in my opinion.
Why? Because that's what Clinton came from.
What did he own?
No, not him. Her.
What
her
did
family's
she own?
Business. And then she.
Are you talking about? You're talking about Mitt Romney's wife, aren't you?
No, Mitt Romney was Heinz. That was the Heinz ketchup woman. No, Clinton. Well, I'm not sure if she actually owned it. I don't think she may have owned it, but her family was a factory ownership family. So I guess it may not have ever got passed down to her.
If you listen to her backstory, though, like it was middle class. It wasn't high class. You know what I mean? So I don't. I mean,
that's
I don't
what
know.
she says. Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I
just don't. I just especially don't see it happening with Trump. I'll just put it that way.
But when you look at things like what the Clintons did in office, where they've made so many loopholes in the tax reform, that they have the capability of donating all of their money. Yeah, I'm about to do that. Bob Dole says, hold this pen. I can't take it out of my hand. When the Clintons are able to donate a large or practically all their money to the Clinton Foundation that they control, but then it's a tax write-off. Mm-hmm. So all that money ends up going back to them because the Clinton Foundation is a 100% overseen foundation by the Clintons. So how does that not benefit them by them? I'm not saying that
it doesn't. All I'm saying is that if people actually think that's going to happen, then I think they're very, very wrong. That's all I meant by that. I don't care if it's a Clinton. I don't care if it's a Trump.
I'm just saying both are going to do that. That's kind of a moot point. They're both going to do that. They're both horrible human beings, so they're both benefit themselves and the people that they care for.
As far and furthermore, I just don't think he, and it might not mean anything, but he doesn't present himself as like a president. And I know that's weird to say, and I'm not saying everybody has to act a certain way, but when you're making fun of mentally handicapped people and talking shit about this, that, and the other on your campaign trail, I'm sorry, I don't have respect for you. I just don't. So, having said that, Hillary Clinton, not any better. I do. She's... God. I don't know. It's just like, I keep on hearing about the email thing over and over and over again, but in my mind, and as naive as it is, because I hate politics, in my mind, it's just like, they're emails. That's it. I don't...
Yeah, but
You know?
she's been in a very, very, very powerful seated position for the past 12 years, 16 years.
20 probably, yeah.
So it's very important that our emails are accountable. But then again, I'm not a public official. I don't know how many emails these people delete on a daily basis. The problem with that, I guess, is the fact that 33,000, for whatever reason, was suspicious. Not to me. I don't fucking know.
Right.
But it was suspicious to many other people. And I think the whole Benghazi thing, which is what people like to preach about, is what threw up the red flags, because apparently a bunch of emails pertaining to that, which, Stephen, I'm not sure if you know, apparently led to the deaths of quite a few Americans. Not a heavy number. I think it was like between 4 and 8. I'm not too fluent in the Benghazi thing. But that's where people are calling issue. If she willingly deleted all of her emails pertaining to this subject in particular, which means she is covering something up that led to the deaths of U.S. men.
But how is okay, so
That's
for myself and everybody else out there, why is that illegal exactly that she deleted emails?
well, it's not the fact that she deleted the emails; it's what they might be pertaining to.
But why is that? But why does that? Why is she being investigated for that? Then what's the point? I mean, people are just like, lock her up for this. I'm like, what are you locking her up for? Is my question.
I'm afraid to go on podcast with this because I am not as fluent in this as I wish to be.
Okay.
So anybody listening to this who wants to flame me or Brian or anybody else or Steven for even starting this nonsense, you bastard. I please take everything I say as a not completely informed voter, just as I would like to think I'm a little bit more informed than most, but not 100% in every regard. But as far as the emails go, the reason why they were investigating her at all was because in her position, she was not supposed to be deleting these emails. It's part of her job. It's part of her work. They're supposed to be held accountable. It's not like there were personal emails that said, get your dick bigger with our special pill.
And she's like,
one of those kind of emails. Yeah. Because all I need is Bill getting more packages. That's the problem. That's the problem. It wasn't the fact that these are personal emails; they are work related emails, and it to me.
But it was on her private emails, though, right?
They're private and her work emails, both.
Okay.
You don't have 33,000 in private emails.
Well, I thought the issue was like because there's a server, through the government that you get your emails, and then there's a private one that you're not supposed to use for work purposes, or something like that, and that's where part of the problem lied.
That might be. Honestly, I don't want to get the ire of our listeners because that would be awful.
Well, let's just we don't even have to even get into the email thing. Just her as an individual. Let's look outside the email. I mean, because we'll be here for 5 hours.
Right.
Just in general with
my main issue. I was just gonna say my main issue with Hillary is the fact that if Hillary wins for the past 30 plus years, the White House will have been controlled by 3 families.
Yeah.
And by her end of her 2 terms, because we're too lazy to try to get somebody else for another 2 terms, or another term, I mean, that'll be like 40 years where the White House has been controlled by 3 families. And frankly, Obama, if you take him out, is 2 families. This is like the fucking royal palace.
True.
And God forbid Jeb ever runs. All we need is another Bush in that goddamn office. Steven, stop drinking over there like it's not your problem. We're coming to invade you guys here soon.
It ain't my fucking problem, man. I'm just sitting here and I'm like, yeah.
Oh, we coming.
The other
My biggest problem is how
I'm
hot
right
the
across,
fucking prime
I'm right
minister
across the
is.
border.
the other 2, I think they just forgot that they put themselves out there for president, and they forgot, and then they're trying to play catch up. Because I listened to Gary Johnson speak, and like I was like, maybe I'll go towards Gary Johnson. Then I listened to him talk, and I'm just like, not so much.
See, he's not very
He wakes up and he's
charismatic.
like, oh,
and
fuck, I
Jill,
was doing that, wasn't I?
and
So-
Jill is
Dennis
horribly,
was like
horribly
2 hours too late.
misinformed.
So I'm not going to vote. I'm just going to put that out there.
You know what?
But
It doesn't matter
Brian, that's
because the president's just a
horrible.
figurehead and the Freemasons are actually running the country, so it doesn't matter.
Hi ho.
I hope.
No, I'm sorry. The Simpsons. But Gary Johnson is not very eloquent. Jill is a horribly misinformed candidate. She thinks nuclear power plants are nuclear bombs. I don't understand that one.
Alien.
So
The alien made the appearance
then-
for anybody who's listening to the podcast.
then but here's my main thing that I would like to propose. There's
Oh, sorry. Not that kind of proposal. Sorry. Whew. Dodged a bullet there.
I think our voting system's fucked. All right. I think our voting system is horribly messed up because did you print that specially for Brian? That alien picture?
No, I've had it around for like 3 years, and I finally found a use for it. I'm trying to make his head be on top of mine, but it's not working.
Well, then you end up on an operating table.
And then Mulder and Scully are looking down at you.
Yep. But I think our voting system is the inherent flaw in this. We have the 2-party system, which has been a huge bust. It's screwed up our entire system. We should not ever be a 2-party system. Now, the problem is if you are a
throw your vote away.
fan, we're throwing your vote away. Correct. That is what everybody says. And that's fine if you feel that way. But that's because we are on a 2-party system. There is an answer to this. There is a form of voting called pass the poll. Pass the poll. It does not mean a gay orgy where one man is extremely lucky.
Guess what time it
Pass
is,
the poll
everybody?
Pass the poll is this. Let's say Brian, Steven, and myself are running for candidacy of the head of NPG. All right? One of us wants to be the figurehead and says everything that goes on MPG. So we're going to hold a high amount of power. Now, Brian is the, let's say Brian's the conservative one, okay? And let's say Steven is the liberal one. And they have the most money and they're funding the most, they have the most ads. So they're getting their name out there the most. And all that people are talking about is Brian and Steven. Then you got these fucking weirdos with tinfoil hats that are going, hey, Matt's an option. And everybody's like, fuck, Matt? Are you serious? No, that's not. You vote for Matt, that's throwing your vote away. But there is a way to still express your opinion of having Matt as a viable option. And what this would end up in is this. Let's say that Brian got 34% of the votes. Okay? And Steven got, let's say, 30% of the other votes.
Yeah, fucker. I won.
Okay?
That's good.
Aw.
Exactly. With the way that is, Brian won.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Actually, I shouldn't have said that. I should have said Steven. There we go. Steven got 33% of the votes. So you won by 1%, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Matt somehow got 32%. Well, you're just like, well, fuck. They just threw their vote away voting for Matt. But with the pass the poll system, the way you vote isn't just check off a box. The way you vote is, I want this guy as my first choice. I want this guy as my second choice. And maybe I want this one for third, or somebody else for fourth, or somebody else for fifth, Mickey.
He's a punk.
And then what happens is I'm the lowest on the totem pole, so I get kicked off. But they reevaluate my 32%, and they cast their second option as or to the other two parties. And let's say for some reason, more people who agree with me also agree more with Steven, all right, not Brian. Let's say all of them did, just for sake of drama. Now Steven won by 60+%. So he actually got a majority vote. Whereas prior, Brian, you would have won by a minority vote. And it's a horrible system that we're in. If we have this pass the poll syndrome, or system, I don't want to say syndrome, pass the poll system, then everybody's vote literally counts. Regardless of who you're wanting to vote for, your vote counts. If you think you're doing a throwaway, well, guess what? Your throwaway will be a throwaway and your second choice will matter. But that means that it doesn't have to be a two-party system.
And
that's where I think our inherent flaws in this goddamn country.
The podcast that the After Dark one, or no, was it After Dark? I don't know. The one we were talking about, the third-party system, that's the most popular one that's been downloaded of the podcast.
Third-party system?
Yeah, where we're talking, it's called Why No Third Party.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like that one consistently on SoundCloud, I see that, or even on YouTube, people, are not a lot, but, out of all of them, that one like keeps on trending a little bit more than the others. So I just want to put that out there. I didn't know if you knew that.
Wow. That's the nature of the beast. You got to get this video out before the election too,
This would be out on Tuesday.
Hot on the presses. Oh boy, yeah, it's a great day for this.
Yeah, got it right in time. No, actually, no, it'd be on Wednesday, so it'd be after the fact. So,
Hoorah.
No. So, Steven, what do you guys view it as in your foreign country land of maple syrup and chocolate and mousse?
Moose.
What do we view it as?
How do you guys see this election? Sorry.
That's the way you see it as. Don't you do that again? You need me to do that again on camera twice? Here, I'll do it slowly.
No, it's the lag. Oh boy.
Whoa.
It's just a big old dick sucking competition. That's all it is.
Are you guys taking any preparation for the threats of people moving up there?
Yeah, preparation H.
Like, I give a crap, man. Like, the more the merrier. Just don't fuck with my shit. You pay for my shit.
Oh, then you don't.
We got more than enough fucking we got more than enough trees and shit. And I honestly doubt that people are gonna just move to Canada.
They're not,
because Trump is president, or Hillary is president, or Bernie's president, or Cyril Sneer is president.
I don't know that.
You guys don't get that joke. That's a Canada joke. Sorry.
Yeah. Nope. And if you think Canadian politics ever trend here,
no.
You guys hear about Rob Ford?
Yeah. Crackhead.
There you go.
No.
Canadian politics trended there.
All right. Moving on. We're going to go to a random topic. What's going on, everybody? Brian here with the Nerd Theory channel and MPG podcast. If you like what you saw, please support us on Patreon at www.patreon.com/nerdtheory.